Hello, welcome to the Heart's Frontier. Welcome back if you're returning, and if you're new and you like the video, then please make sure you like and subscribe so we can continue meeting here on the YouTube. So, I've had a lot of clarity over this past week. I'm really settling into the routines and life that I have here, and I find when you do sort of slow down and stop, or not even stop, but just when you feel safe somewhere, that's more it. So when you start to climatize and feel safe, it's almost like, because I do a lot of healing and spiritual work, as soon as I get to that level of stability, my soul and my spirit goes, we can breathe here, and there's also more that we can create space for. So there's something exciting to me about when I finally reach sort of a my parents would say, like, once I found my footing, right? When you find your footing, then it actually allows you to be able to address more that might be going on underneath the surface. And I love that stuff. But at the same time, it is triggering. So it's funny, you can be pushing and pulling, kicking and screaming against when you're actually aware of healing. But when you actually get to a safe place, is sort of the next opportunity for more to start. And so I'm in currently this excitement of, okay, what more is there for me to deepen with, or what more is there for me to expand into, et cetera, et cetera. And so in thinking about that, I realized that I'm loving, the YouTube, and I really want to be here more. And I say that a lot. And so I'm going to listen to myself, and listen to my spirit guides as well, because I mean, I am being told to do this a lot more and to take you with me on more parts of my journey as well. So I'm grateful that you've been receiving me well so far, and I'm excited to do more. So I kind of came up with, here's what I think I'd like to do weekly. And so I'm going to do a weekly collective energy, at least for right now. And I'm going to try to keep these a little bit shorter than what I used to do, just so that I have space to do all the other different types of videos as well. So I'm going to try for maybe like 10 or 15 minutes here, because what I'm going to do is actually a weekly collective energy, and then I'm going to stop this video, do another one for a weekly collective business energy, because a lot of the people who follow me and a lot of the people who walk a spiritual or alternative path end up working for themselves or being in charge of something, and that's why they sort of seek spiritual guidance, because if you're affecting other people's lives, you generally tend to self-reflect on your role in them, right? So I would love to do, but yeah, mostly it's just because I love business and I love supporting entrepreneurs. And yeah, so I'm excited to do that. So stay tuned. If you have a business or a project or idea, that works too. So yeah, it's too long-winded for me to say all the different uses that reading could be used for, but business, career, project, I think is sort of helpful. Because often I find when I talk to other people in these spiritual communities, we go through similar ups and downs, or curves, or impressions about the collective energy as it relates to our business. And if we just tuned into it a little more, it might be easier to ride the waves and sort of strategize actually what might be ideal times or ideal projects or things like that to keep you aligned. Secondly, oh my goodness, I have so many things to say. I'm very excited. I'm going to try to make the reading itself maybe 10 minutes, but I'm sure this video will be longer now. And I'm going to create a pick a card video. But what I got excited about was I wanted to share the Align Your Life challenge with you. It's kind of a challenge, kind of a 1-week program. So it's not like a competitive challenge where you're gonna beat someone else or whatever. It's about us supporting each other, but it's a challenge to yourself. Can you commit to your own self-alignment for 1 week, doing the exercises that I give to you, or reading or listening to the videos that I share? And so I will create another video. I'm doing 3 videos today. So it's the business channeling, this weekly collective energy reading, and the Align Your Life introduction. So if you are interested in life alignment, what that might look like for you, I'm running this challenge from March 22nd to March 28th. If you're seeing this now, then that's when it's coming out. If you're seeing this at a later date, check back, because who knows what I might have on the go at that time. I try to go with the flow and see what, is being called to next. But I loved doing the Align Your Life workshop last year. And I've gotten good feedback from the people who took it and sort of what transpired in their lives. And it behooves me to do another. So here I am amping it up, really, really fleshing out the program so that it can serve even more people. I've run through it now with quite a few people and gotten input and seen how it works for them. So yeah, awesome. Now, I pulled some cards as I was chatting, as I do, and this is our collective energy. So we're switching into this now. Soul Retrieval is the first card here. This is the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck that I love to read the book from. So here I go. I feel as though this week is about recovery for many people. I feel this week already is about, so I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the book here. I'm just going to speak first. So I feel this week is going to be a bit about recovery. I also feel it's going to be about creating space. And so I do think it's sort of going to be this, it's like the stage of cleaning, like spring cleaning, where you take everything out and stuff is sorted, but it's still out, right? So depends on how much spring cleaning you've done, or like if you're moving or something like that, okay? My folks are moving, so I think about this a lot. I've also I happen to have moved many times in my life, so it's a good analogy. But when you move, right, you take everything out to pack it, but some of the stuff stays and some of it doesn't, and some of it you didn't even remember that you had, and some of it you realize you were looking for and you're so excited that you found. There's so many emotions that come up. Some of the things you don't have room for and then you're upset to leave, There's lots of different aspects to clearing space. And right now, if you were going through like a move of yourself, a move upgrade, this is a funny analogy to put back to a person, but if you were doing a lot of your own sorting, right now you're at this stage where you're seeing all the things in boxes. And, maybe some stuff still has to go and some stuff still has to be sorted, but you're so close, but it feels removed. And so all you need to do is just like sit back, like take a night to just relax and reflect and absorb. Feels like a week of absorbing. Okay. So soul retrieval. Soul retrieval is a practice that helps you recover a part of yourself, your energy, your enthusiasm, or your innocence that you have lost. At first, we'll use soul retrieval to recover from our hurts and heal childhood wounds. And later, we journey to recover our original nature, the self that never left the Garden of Eden, who still speaks to the rivers, to the trees, and to God. When we return to Eden, we are whole again. Okay, this is really wild for me personally. I'm going through like a because I was just on a walk before doing this video, and all I kept hearing was like Adam and Eve, and like Eve, Eve, Eve was coming in really like a lot to my head. And it was funny. I just was thinking, oh, Eve. I was like, why do I need to think about Eve? And I just, let my brain be loose, let my mind be unbound, and then wait for wherever I'm led to see if clarity comes. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll do a photo shoot. And I was getting all like excited, but this is actually also very, very key. It's just kind of funny there. So yeah, it really seems to me like this Garden of Eden, this true nature is the thing that you're trying to move into. And so I resonate with that. There's always in our lives, we're attempting to recover our true nature, but the way that we choose to do that could be really different, right? So some way that someone could try to recover their true nature is to self-sabotage, to sort of destroy and cut away everything from their life, because if you're at your bottom, you're at your most honest or your core. That's what some people think, right? I have felt that way before in life where, if you're in a depth you're in a deep spot of maybe despair or something similar to that kind of feeling, then you go, I just want this to go further down because I don't even see how it could go up. So if I go further down, maybe it'll like blank slate or like clear the path. Let me know if you resonate with that. That's like a little bit of a dark way to start this. And if you haven't been in a dark place, that may not be thinking that you resonate with as much right now. But if you are in a dark spot, or you have been recently, or you kind of drift back and forth, just remind yourself that that space, you're welcome to just stay at that space of despair, and you're welcome to tread beneath it, but you're the one who's causing that to feel damaging, and you're the one telling the story of it's not possible for you to feel any of these other emotions. Because logically, if you're capable of feeling that level of intensity where you're at, you're also capable of feeling the opposite of that intensity of energy. Okay, next. I felt very serious. That's why I'm giggling, because sometimes I'm like, yo, you're getting real serious on these people. Sanctity is the next card here. I think that's Hanuman. I like Hanuman for this. Oh, and I see, yeah. It's this is Hanuman because he's like half monkey, half man. And up here is I believe it's Radha and Krishna. So yeah, really protective, unconditional love. It says, through offering, even the most mundane problem can become a sacrament. So whatever it is you're taking very seriously right now, that is a theme that's coming up. Whatever it is you're taking very seriously right now, it is time to lighten up and offer it to, you know, the gift of feeling as though, okay, the gift of a problem is that you're allowed to look at it, reflect, play, and decide. You have choice. And also, this problem is given to you for learning. So anything that's challenged you in life, hopefully you've been able to glean something from it, or it's launched you into some other thing that's helped you, right? If you don't see it as clearly there. But what we don't understand sometimes, our ego gets in the way and thinks we did all that stuff completely unhelped, right? And so then we go to our next problem and we take it really seriously because we go, oh, it's just me in this world and I've got to figure this out again. And we use it based on our past patterning. But in this way, if you can offer it to source or spirit or God or however it is that you see this force outside of yourself, which is much greater and connects us all, if you can offer your life to that space and then just act from that space, everything becomes like a prayer, right? So if you say, I'm giving my choices and my, not choices, I guess. It's so tough talking to human mind, right? Because human mind doesn't really like when I say, oh, you don't have any choice here. You do always have choice. You can think, and it's fine too, and all that. And we are more powerful when we act from our heart and use our mind to facilitate our heart's desires. So instead of it coming from the mind, it comes from the heart, and we use the mind. The same way we use our sacral energy and our root energy, right, to create and adapt and expand beyond. So it's almost like you have a desire here, and either your head or your sacral, right, like your third eye or your sacral, is going to help you with actioning that heart energy outward. Okay, worth. So yeah, the reason that you might be feeling a little bit held back or a little bit in need of recovery this week, this came out upside down, was I feel like you just feel like you've lost some of your ferocity or your ferociousness. It feels like you might have felt like you lost some of your fire. That's just an illusion because you're in a recovery zone right now. So because you're in the middle of recovery, you're just seeing yourself as not in the fight. But the thing is, all good fighters, like if you watch like MMA or wrestling or boxing or whatever it is, if you watch things like that, what you'll notice is that they come in really sharp and like on point on fight night. But what you don't always see, they might show it in behind the scenes footage or stuff, but what you don't always see though is the deep amount of rest and recovery that's needed for all these athletes. That goes to any athletes as well. I think I was just thinking about fighting specifically and like MMA because it's so intense in these periods. It's so hot and so intense. And that's what's so impressive about it to us as spectators, right? Is that it's created, this has been a long time in the making, usually, and then it's just over in a flash or, one in a flash. And that may be what you're working towards here. So if you're feeling as though it's taking a long time to get to where you want to be, remember that sometimes you work and work and work, so things happen in a flash, and then you realize all of that stress may not have been as necessary. There's a certain amount of pressure that's needed. Don't get me wrong. There's a certain amount of pressure that may be needed to contain you and build fuel, build fire. But just remember that you're not the boss. You are following your heart, and your heart is being guided by your spirit guides, angels, etc. Yeah, okay. If it wasn't more clear, I had happened to pull animal cards just to see if there was anything I'm missing, and I got hawk spirit. Let spirit be your guide. I'm not even going to explain it. And then chameleon. So if it feels like you don't really trust this next stage or this next step or this next transition, and you just don't really trust that you belong there, or you don't quite feel like you're ready for it or you're worthy of it, because this is a lot about self-worth, remember, take yourself out of the equation. This is not about you. This is about you serving your higher mission to benefit the world. Okay. So it's not just about you. And act as if, right? So act as if it's here, blend to your new situation, adapt to it, and then you'll see that you can transform, right? I'll be releasing something later this year, which is like a method, which is intuit, adapt, transform. But it's a beautiful cycle. Intuit, adapt to that intuition and see it transform, action on the transform, then continue, intuit, adapt, transform. So that is your weekly collective energy reading. I'm just going to get one motivational card maybe, or like a support card. Feels like I just need one more thing here. Oh, that was too many cards. I'm going to have to fix those. Let's see. Okay. Okay. 4. I don't know why. Feels like a lot needs to come out here. So some cards. Meditation, something you can focus on. Body care. If you've been letting that go, take care of yourself, right? You need a proper house to be in, well nurtured, well fueled, in order to get what you need done in this world. And then we have new beginnings and children. So if you have been trying to conceive, or if you are hoping to have a family, this might be a week where you're recovering to create space for that next step. Yeah, and then body care as well coming in. It makes sense. It makes sense. Okay, so that's everything. You're really, I think you're closer than you feel. And if you act as if you're closer than you feel, it might just happen easier, might just allow for more ease and for you to receive more of these blessings coming to you if you're not seeing them already. So let me know if this does resonate. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you've been here and then, you've been watching and you just haven't yet. Please do that so that, you help me grow and then we continue seeing each other. And stay tuned for the weekly business channeling. Challenging. It might be challenging too. Stay tuned for the weekly business channeling. If you are an entrepreneur or if you have a project or a dream or something that you want to bring to fruition, this is going to help you with manifesting. Okay. It's like the path to manifestation. And then stay tuned for the Align Your Life. I'm so excited for that. Awesome. Take care, everyone.